I have always been a big Pokemon fan ever since I was young. I played all the generations of Pokemon. However, everything changed today when a peculiar event happened to me when I was wanting to play Pokemon for the good old nostalgic feeling of Pokemon Leaf Green. Recently, I decided to go back and play all of the Pokemon generations and beat them all over again with new starters and different challenges. And I was able to do so until I realized my Pokemon Leaf Green was missing. I asked my mom if she sold it or did anything like that, but she told me she would never sell any of my games since she respects what's mine. So I decided to go on eBay and buy Pokemon Leaf Green from someone. It said it was in good condition and that it should arrive within 2 days. Then tonight finally arrived, and I was overjoyed to finally finish the nostalgic experience. I went to retrieve my game from the mail and bring it back upstairs to put it into my DS. I opened the small envelope it was in, and there it was, Pokemon Leaf Green. It looked like it was in good condition, with only a few small scratches on the game. I started it up and listened to the opening music. Damn, was Pokemon good at making their melodies. When I pressed start, I realized there was no save file, but that was just a small matter to me, really. I finally started the game with all collection about Pokemon and me naming my character and all of that. I finally got to choose my beginner, and I decided to choose Bulbasaur since I'd never chosen before. I decided to nickname him Bob since I like giving my Pokemon their very own names. And finally, I began my adventure. After beating Brock and getting a Pidgey, since I love its evolution in Pidgeot, I decided to go to the Pokemon Center to heal up my Pokemon. But I always hated the Poke Center. There's something about the Nurse Joy's text that always disturbs me. Whenever she says, "We hope to see you again," it just unsettles me completely. It makes me feel like she wants to continuously see me in the Poke Center with my fainted Pokemon. But I had to deal with that if I wanted to beat the final Pokemon game of my nostalgia trip. I brought up Bob and my Pidgey named Mike to her and kept mentioning A button until I said if I wanted to keep my Pokemon or not, which I obviously clicked yes on. Then Nurse Joy said that one line that I hate. "We hope to see you again." It bothered me, but I just ignored it and continue onward to Cerulean City. Later on in my adventure, after beating Koga and catching a Kadabra and a Pikachu, I realized something odd about my Pokemon. Their attacks were getting weaker. It was really strange as to why their attacks were weaker. I realized that when I was fighting Koga with my Kadabra that I trained the new Psychic against Koga's poison type Pokemon. The text would say, "It's super effective," but the damage wasn't that much. It was completely strange. Finally, I barely beat Koga with Mike and obtained my 4th badge. All my other Pokemon fainted: Kadabra, Bob, Pikachu. I finally headed toward the Pokemon Center, which was where things became even more weirder as I talked to Nurse Joy as always and recovered my Pokemon. After talking to her, I checked my Pokemon, which I should have probably done when I noticed strange events that took place. The images of the innocent Pokemon that looked so happy or fierce was completely different. The images of the Pokemon on my screen were looking like they were tired and in pain. I thought to myself, why this can't be happening? I mean, after all, it's only a Pokemon game, and this happening is impossible. It's only stories that happen. Or maybe it's a hack. So then I thought to myself, wait a minute, how is this happening? My Pokemon attacks are lower. They look like they're in pain. What could be causing this? So then I returned to the Pokemon Center yet again to see if maybe that would restore them, but then matters became even worse. I talked to Nurse Joy yet again to see if they turned back to the way they were, and then there was something out in a script. "Sora, we really hope to see you again and again because we're having so much fun." I had to look at my DS at least 3 times to make sure I was reading the script correctly. And I said that out loud. "What the fuck? I did something odd about her in the beginning. Give me my Pokemon back, you fucker." And then a door opened, and the game, as soon as I walked into it, fucking bitch took my Pokemon. I was left with no Pokemon in my party, and wondering what I could do to try to follow her in the room she went into. I had tried everything I could until I was up to the counter. I said, "Would you like to enter inside the healing center?" Yes, no. I clicked yes as the door swung open. And then I proceeded into the back door, and Nurse Joy disappeared into with hopes of gaining them back and nursing them myself into good condition. As I proceeded into the door, the screen went black and pictures showed up on my screen of the once innocent sweet Nurse Joy that I loved from the anime. It was different. It was Nurse Joy with some knives and syringes in her pocket. Her hair was all down in the front and her outfit had some blood on it, with Bob next to her with some cuts in his body and blood coming out. She always started the madness and Bob and I was fucking pissed off. I was glad I was able to move my own character, so I moved up a few steps and I was suddenly stopped as Joy spoke to my character. "So you finally figured out what I was doing with him, hmm?" Suddenly, no, I've been doing this ever since you came to the Pokemon centers. I've done this with other trainers and they've never noticed. You're the very first, so I applaud you. However, you will be able to save your other Pokemon? I was given an image of Mike, Pikachu, and Kadabra looking very scared of what she'll do to them. Then she then disposed of Bob, and then she turned to me, and an image of her appeared again, with an evil smirk, evil red eyes, long red hair coming down with a lot of blood on her. I had to do something. I was able to move my character towards her, and I finally pressed A to interact with her. Another picture came up with the text. It showed her bringing Mike up to the table that she cut and inject Bob on. I read the text, and it said, "You better not move a muscle, or else who knows what will happen to your precious Pidgeotto." I then saw a small animation of him squirming as Chansey came up to Joy and helped hold him down as another animation of her injecting him with paralysis appeared. I was cursing so much and extremely frustrated, not knowing what to do. No, I don't care if it's just a game. Ever since I got them, they're my friends. I can leave them like this. If I moved, he was next, and would she kill the rest of my team? So what else was there to do? I pressed A again on Joy, and text appeared as my character spoke for the very first time I've seen in my life. Don't you think it's enough? Please stop it, Joy. You're harming my Pokemon." And then Joy replies saying, "Ha! You're funny. I'll never stop." And then an action screen appeared and said, "What will Sora do?" The options were command Pokemon, escape, try to stop Nurse Joy. I proceeded to press A on command Pokemon, then it asked which Pokemon I want to command to show available Pokemon that can take action. I thought I could think it's twice to press A on Kadabra. It asked me what do you want Kadabra to do. With this moveset showing below the question quickly to show a sidekick. And then a text box appeared with start shouting, "Kadabra, you sidekick on Nurse Joy and Chansey." And the screen showed Kadabra using to push them both against the wall. And then I did everything as fast as I could. I clicked on my Pokemon, then put them in their respective Pokeballs. I then picked up Bob and tried to escape as fast as possible. Then I proceeded to the back door I came from, but before I could reach it, text appeared. "No, I won't let you leave!" Obviously it was Nurse Joy, but then something happened. I couldn't move, and an action box appeared and asked, "Would you like to release your Pokemon?" I was confused as to why this happened, but I waited as I saw the sprite of Nurse Joy and Chansey coming after me slowly. I quickly pressed yes, and it said all my Pokemon were released into the wild with an animation of them leaving and looking really sad to leave me alone. Finally, she called up to me and said, well, you just took all of the fun. Looks like I have to kill you now." And then the screen went black and text box appeared and said, "And so Sora died, releasing this Pokemon with hopes that this would never happen again. and then the screen came out showing my character all cut up and bloody with syringes in him, along with Nurse Joy next to my character with more blood on her, my character's own blood. And a text box I read, "So who's next?" Then I quickly shut off my DS, pull the cartridge out, and throw it away. Now I won't ever look at Pokemon or Nurse Joy the same way. To this day, I hope this never happens to any fellow Pokemon gamers, as this was a horrifying experience.